everyone. Welcome to Alphawisdom. I'm Mystic Cassandria, and we are focusing on points of interest again. We will stay with points of interest for several more videos. And the purpose is to let you feel that you are actually looking at a palm and you don't get stuck or draw blank, as that can happen when you're just starting. Or if you're just curious and you're not really interested in going any further, that's fine, you too. So this is based on material that we've already covered. We're putting things together. Now, when a person is reading and them calling themselves a palm reader, you call out all of the things, but the idea is to put it in a narrative. If something is important there or not going so well, there's something in the hand always that shows you the potential of why that happened. And if you're reading, you should be aware of that and be able to put that in your reading. So right now we're just doing it cut and dry. If we see something with for example, the lifeline, we just say what it is. But as we do this more and more, you'll see how a narrative comes to play. And then it becomes very natural. So today I have photos. I think there are 4 examples, and we're just going through what to look for. It's going to take some time. So what we don't complete today, it'll carry over into the next video. So let's get started and see what these points of interest are for today. All right, as you see on your video, points of interest, we start with the hand shape. Plain or complex. Plain means there are not many lines there, but the ones that are there you see very clearly. Complex means there are a lot of lines in the palm. Palm lines, what could you say about the quality of the lines that are there? How about the space between the line? Does it draw your attention that maybe it's a little narrow or a little wider? How about a dominant line? Out of the lines that you see, what stands out more, what seems to pull you in as being more important? Fate line. What can you say about it? Is it there? Okay. How about the thumb? Is the thumb flexible or is it appearing stiff? How about the angle? The distance from the top of the thumb, how it swings open toward the index finger. How about the logic and the action on the thumb? And finally, the space between the fingers. Is there space? Is it wide? Okay, so we're going to look at these and just determine what we can say about these. Okay, for the first example, let's try to determine what the hand shape is. Remember, there are 2 possibilities of hand shapes. It's square, sometimes called broad, or it's rectangular. The measurement from this point to this point and this point to this point should be about the same to be square or broad. If this point is longer than this point, it is rectangular. Now, then you look at the fingers. Compare those numbers with the length of the finger. We use this number as a model. And if it's longer than your measurement here, then these are considered long. If it's shorter than your measurement, then these are considered short. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Once we've established that, once we have that, then we determine, is it a fire hand? Is it a water hand? Is it an air hand? Or is it an earth hand? Okay, so we determined that. Now let's look at the next one. It says plain or complex. Now as we look at this, do we see a lot of lines in here? Or we see just these? All right. Now as we look at those lines, if we see just these, then we know it's plain. Okay. Now, what's the quality? Are they well defined or are they thin, wimpy looking or scraggly looking? Okay, so you have to answer that because you're the one that's reading. All right, how about between the lines, space? We're looking for space. All right, of course, this is the lifeline. Here's the headline. They're separated, they're not joined together. What can you say about that? What does that mean? What does that mean when there's space between? Okay, I'll give you an idea just to help out. We've gone over this. This means the person is self-reliant and develop their own opinions and sense of individualities from an early age. Age starts back here. And there is this space way back there. So, yes, definitely that. Okay, that gave you a hint there. Then you have to check space here. Does this seem to be what it usually looks like or what? You have to determine that. Okay, then we have looked at the dominant line. Out of these three lines, which line do you think appears to be stronger, more well-defined, standing out? You have to determine that. Okay, fate line. Is there a fate line? If it is, what shape is it in? Is it thin? Is it straight long or it's just short? You have to describe that. All right, going on to the thumb. Would you say this is flexible or stiff? How about the angle? We measured the angle from the tip of this thumb to the space between this one flange here, from this point to this point. Where would you say it would go? From the middle upward, independent and higher up, potential CEO, a leader, the boss. It's like they have that stamina, the personality, the fortitude to do that. All right, going on, how about logic? Is this the same distance between this point and this point? Action? Okay, then you determine that. Okay, how about the space between the fingers? Looks like space. No, I wouldn't say so. Definitely space. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay. Okay, hand shape. I've already told you how it's measured. Would you say that's square or would you say that's rectangular? How about those fingers? Are they standing out long? It's either, if you're saying these fingers are longer, then it's either an air hand or a water hand. And what's the difference? Air hand is square. If you think this is square, then that's an air hand. If you think the hand or the palm is rectangular, that's a water hand. That's the difference. Okay, let's go on. Would you say this is complex or plain? Do you see a whole lot of lines here? So you decide. How about the space between the lines? Well, the headline is not joined to the lifeline. You might be focusing on that. Okay, is there one of these lines that seems to be more dominant, stands out more? Okay, then fate line. Is there a fate line? Do you see it? What can you say about it? So you don't just say it's a fate line. What can you say about it? Okay, the thumb. Okay, I've told you about the angle. You can figure that's yourself because it's the same procedure. Logic. Logic from this point to this point. Action is this. So the one that stands out, they're stronger in that area. Okay, all right. Then we go finally into the space between the fingers. Do you see my space? Okay, you have to determine that. Let's go on to the next one. All right. Following the same procedure, we determine what kind of hand shape this is. We have to do it ourselves. Okay, plain or palm? What's the quality of the lines? What can you say about the lines? Okay, what lines, out of the lines that are there, what can you say about the lines? Does any of them stand out? You have to determine that. How about a fate line? Do you see one? Give you a hint, something here. But you have to be able to describe what it looks like, okay, in your opinion. All right, how about the thumb? Would you say that's flexible? How about the angle? What about the logical part and the action part? Which one appears longer? Are they in the same length? Okay, how about the space between the fingers? What can we say about that? All right, we have one more. Okay, here, the hands are close together, so it's good to have your hands open, but just once the palm is pretty much standing up, you can easily read that. So you determine what this is. Once you've done that, at least you understand. Palm lines, what can you say about the quality of them? How about the space between the lines? Is there a dominant line? How about a fate line? Do you see one there? You'll need a magnifying glass if you had to do that. Okay. How about the thumb? When you have a thumb like that, when you see a bent in here, there's a potential for flexibility. But by seeing the bent, we can see the action level here, the length, the measurement, and we can kind of determine what the idea is. But it's not the best position. Okay, space between the fingers. When the person holds a hand like that, they're usually a little timid and they're not too sure about reading. It's that kind of thing. There are many things can be determined by the way the person holds the hand. I'll go over that in another lesson. Okay, that's all we have today. I hope this is clear. Please write a comment if you like the way or got a suggestion to help you understand better. It's a new way, but that's the way we're going to try it for a while, for several videos. So remember, give a thumbs up if you like it, you can deal with it, share, and of course, subscribe. Thanks to the new subscribers. Have a wonderful day, and of course, be happy. Bye.